Hello creatives, welcome back to my channel. You're welcome. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make a perfect V-shape base, turban base. A perfect and well laid V-shape turban base. Okay, so these are the materials we'll be needing. We'll need our fabric, our tape rule, our chalk to chalk, then our pin to pin down, then scissors to cut. You know how we do it. So let's get right into it. Okay, now the first piece I have here is the turban base at the back. So here I have 14 inches by 15 inches. So the width is 14 inches while the length is 15 inches. Now this 14 inches is on fold. Look at it, is on fold. So by the time you open it up, you have 28 inches. If you open this 14 inches up, you have 28 inches. As you can see here, 28 inches. So I folded it into two to cut. So that is why I said it's 14 inches on fold. So the width is 14 inches on fold and the length is 15 inches length. I hope you can see that. Okay, so now take note of this. The part that is 28 is the stretchy part. You see, this is the stretchy part, so this has to be the stretchy part, and the length does not have to be stretchy. This is a raw silk material. I love using raw silk. So that's for the base at the back. Then here is for the pleats, the V band pleats, the band. Now here I have unfold. I like folding my fabric to cut. It makes your work easier. So here I have 8.5 inches on fold. 8.5 inches on fold. You can see it, right? 8.5 inches on fold, and the length here I have is 15.5 inches. 15.5 inches. So I cut out two. I cut out two of this. So this is the second one, and the part that is on fold, that's the 7 inches, this 8.5 inches that is on fold. By the time you open up this 8.5 inches, you have 17 inches. So it's going to be 17 by 15. You understand? 17 by, the length is 15. It's going to be 17 by 15. But here is on fold. That is why it's 8.5. So the part that is 17 inches is the stretchy part. The length is not stretchy. So the same thing, the second one. This is the 17 inches. Is the stretchy part. So you get it now. Okay, there's the second thing we cut. Now the third one is the handle that we are going to put. You are going to see how we are going to fix it. This will make your turban firm on your head. Will make your base firm on your head. Even if the crown is not firm, the base has to be firm, so it will give your turban a good fit at the front of your head. So here I have 10 inches by 4 inches. So I have two of it. I'm going to fold it. This is the two of it. I'm going to fold it into two, like so, and just give it a curve. Just look at the way I'm curving it. I just give it a good curve like this. I hope you are following. So I just give it a good curve like so. Yeah, so you take it to your sewing machine, you sew like this and bring it out. Repeat the same thing to the other one. Sew it this way, you bring it out. Now for the turban cap, okay, we'll come back to that. Now for the pleats, the V-band pleats, so you take it to your sewing machine. Now first you go and pipe this edge so that you have neat band. You take it to your sewing machine, you pipe it like this. This is what is called pipe. So you stitch it down all the way to the end. You repeat it to the second one. You repeat it. Let me go and make it, pipe it and bring it so you see what I'm talking about. So this is what I mean by piping. You see it? This is what I mean by piping. So I've gone ahead and pipe it, the two. So here is the second one. You can see. So when you are done doing this, I need some pins to pin. Okay, so when you are done doing that, you pin it. Here you can fold 1.5 inches. So I have exactly 1.5 inches here. Can you see that? I have exactly 1.5 inches here. So you fold the 1.5 inches, you pin it. You fold another 1.5 inches. Make sure it's 1.5 inches. You pin it also. You go to the other end. You fold your 1.5 inches in. So just measure so that you can have accurate pleats. So when you're done pinning like this, you take it to your sewing machine, you stitch it down like so. When you're done stitching it down, you will turn it to the right side. So you have something like this. Then you take one pleat, the first pleat. So from the last stitch, if you check, if you still want to measure, you can measure from your last stitch. You should have 1.5 inches from the last stitch, another 1.5 inches. Then you put it on top and you pin like this. Then you also measure another 1.5 inches, you pin. You measure another 1.5 inches from your last stitch line. You pin it again on top like this. So when you are done pinning it like this, you can sew it like this, or you turn it to the wrong side and just stitch like this. Either of the two is fine. If you have watched this video to this point, I guess it's time for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first person to see it. Okay, so let's continue. You sew it. So when you're done with that, you take another pleat again of 1.5 inches from the last line, from the last stitch you made. You put it on it again, you pin. You pin, measure another one, pin, measure another one, you pin. So we have 3 pleats here now. 1, 2, 3. Then the fourth one, you measure another 1.5 inches. You pin, you put it down again. That's the last, your last pleat. You pin, measure another one, you pin, then you measure the last one, then you pin. So this is 4 pleats. Can you see it? well laid and neat. So as you're pinning, you're sewing each line. So when you are done, whatever you did here, you repeat the same thing to the second fabric. You repeat exactly the same thing. You mark in your 1.5 inches, pin it down, then start pleating another 1.5 inches on top. You make exactly what you have here. Exactly what you have here, make it also. So I'm going to sew and bring it back for you to see. So when you are done stitching, like as you can see, I've done stitching. I have 4 pleats here. So this is the 2. You see the inside, this is the back, and this is the front. Okay, so the next thing you should do is to place it on each other this way. This one will stay this way, then you place this on it in a slanted form. So while placing it, you make sure this edge, see, you can't place it this way. This is wrong. This is wrong. So you make it straight, then you put this on it straight also. You make sure this end is coming out here, and this end too is coming out here. You understand? Then you pin. See how I'm pinning it? Do you see me pinning it like this? I bring it this way and I make sure this part is coming out. This pleat here is coming out. I pin. Then this other part too, I'll make sure it gets to this end. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but just look at the video and do yours exactly this way and it will come out good. So you see the way I pinned it down, just like this. Now I will just take it to the sewing machine and stitch it down like this, like this, like this, like this. Please, not like this. From this back here, you stitch down. Sorry, you stitch down like this, then you stitch down like this, like this, like this, so that you keep it in place, so you'll be able to pin it to the cap. Let me stitch it down and show you how it looks. So as you can see, I have gone ahead and stitch it down. This is what I have. So I stitch, you see the stitch, I stitch down like this, I stitch down like this. Then you trim off this excess here. You have excess here, you just trim it off. You also trim this other side too off. So this is our V band. Then you take the other base that we cut out initially. So we'll just curve it a little to give it that turban shape at the back. Just look the way I'm curving. So you just curve it. Give it a fine curve. Make sure it's curved. So when you are done, you notch the midpoints, the center, you notch it. You can see, you notch it. So when you are done notching that one, you also fold the pleat into 2 and notch the midpoint. So here is the midpoint of this, and here is the midpoint of this. So I'm putting midpoint to midpoint, midpoint to midpoint. Then you pin it down, midpoint to midpoint. You pin all the way down. You pin all the way down. Pin to the left, pin to the right. Pin to the left, pin to the right. I hope you are subscribed to my channel. So this is what we have here. So we'll take it to the sewing machine and stitch 1/2 inches all the way down. Stitch it all the way down. Then this extra that we have here, I'm going to use to pipe my edge tinily, because I won't be weaving it. So I'll just pipe it to have neat finishing inside. It's optional, it's not compulsory. You can leave it like that, you can weave it, whichever one is optional, please. Okay, this is what I have. So I've gone ahead and sew it. This is what we have. So the next thing we are going to do now is to fold it into two this way. Fold it into two. Okay, fold it to the right side. So you fold it into two like this, two equal. So when you are done folding, you measure from the folded part here, you measure 9 inches. 9 inches. You mark this 9 inches on this side. You turn it to the other side, you measure 9 inches also, you mark it. So this is where our this other piece that we cut, this is where it comes in. So you bring it out. I've gone ahead and sew it. So you just push it out like this. You use your scissors and push it out properly. Make sure everything is out. Make sure everything is out. Then when you are done with that, you just take the edge, fold it in, fold the edge in. See the way I'm folding it in? Yeah. So you take and you place it here. This part you marked, you place it. You repeat the same thing to the second one. Bring it out also. When you're done bringing it out, you put the edge in. See the way I did it? So you place it here. The part that you stitch will face inside. The part that you did not stitch will face outside. Just the way I'm doing it, like this. So you pin. So you stitch down. You also stitch this down. So when you are done stitching these two down, you can see the where they are facing. They are facing inside. They are not facing outside like this. They are facing inside like this. So that's how you should do it also. Then you bring them together like this. Pin. Then you stitch 1/2 inches all the way down. You stitch all the way. So I've gone ahead and stitched all the way down. So this is what we have. Now this is a rope. So any head size it will fit. So you just tie your rope and you have your perfect V shape, well laid. Then you take your needle and thread, and of course you will run a loose stitch like this to give your turban the shape it deserves. So thank you for watching up to this point. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.